Hello, it is me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others and in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within, and hopefully my readings help you to do just that. We are doing the Friday love reading, so we are looking at what the masculine energy is thinking, feeling, saying, doing, what the feminine energy is thinking, feeling, saying, and doing, what they need to bring harmony to those thoughts, feelings, and actions, and words and actions, and the happiness potential. I also pulled some oracles for healing and some final messages from the masculine or feminine energy, and we are just going to get into it. Before I start, I just want to say thank you to those of you who have been making videos with my sound. I don't know if you've heard on TikTok. I have seen a few of them trickle in. I really appreciate it. Keep them coming. You can't make too many of them. Eventually, when enough people are participating, I'll be doing a drawing and I will select somebody to win a free 1-hour session with me. So if you're interested in participating in that, go make sounds on Instagram and TikTok. Remember to tag me so that I know that you've done it. I try to remember to go periodically check and see the videos, but if you haven't heard from me, if I haven't liked it or shared it or anything or commented, make sure you tag me so that I know that it's there, or just like send me a DM or an email to let me know that you did it so that I can include you when I do the drawing. Please go book private readings. There are $22, $55 readings available, and when you book an hour to a 60 to 90 minute intuitive guidance call with me, which is basically a virtual Zoom call. I mean, if you happen to be in my town, we could probably do it in person, but to ease things, because I'm sure you're not going to be heading to upstate New York anytime soon, go ahead and check that service out. It is a Zoom call, and you do receive now 2 sessions for the price of one. So you pay for one session, and I will give you the option to book a session within 30 days of the first session for free. So I hope that you take advantage of that while it is still active. And let me think if there's anything else I was going to say. Oh, well, I am going to say this. So I'm having this thing happen where I no longer need to listen to tarot readings at all. I feel almost like I can't. And what's really interesting is when I open up my YouTube and like scroll through, because I used to watch regularly, I would watch tarot readings from a few of my favorite readers. And when I see the titles are not resonating with me at all. So I feel that my readings are shifting into a new territory. And if you feel the same, if you haven't been able to listen to tarot readings lately, you can follow me out of that specific type of reading that we were hearing over and over again. I do feel a shift in the readings. The other thing I want to say is that you cannot fake this. You cannot pretend that you don't want to listen to tarot readings, or that they're no longer serving you, because I've had some times in the past where I've been like sick of them, but I was sick of them because I was stuck. And right now it's not a feeling of being sick of them. It's a feeling of they literally do not apply to me anymore, because I have shifted something so that dynamic that I had with that person that I was listening for, it's not like that anymore. It feels secured on my end. So I don't have the anxiousness that used to drive me to like listen to readings to like validate my emotions and feelings about what's going on. Like I trust myself. I trust my feelings. I also don't feel this need to like constantly check and see if things are going to work out, because I trust that things are going to work out. So again, this can't be something that is not organic. Just hearing me tell you about this and say that this is a sign that you are at the late stages of your journey, it's not going to like make it happen for you. I swear to you, it is going to happen. You will know exactly what I'm talking about when it happens, and it's not something that you can force. And it has to do with subconscious programming, because the majority of the subconscious programming that's running all of our behaviors, when you do finally work through and heal some of those underlying issues, 11:22 on the clock. When I'm saying this, it's literally 121122 right now on my computer. when you've genuinely healed from a lot of the anxious or avoidant or ambivalent or disorganized or whatever attachment style you have, and you step into a secure attachment style. And you'll see that first probably in your friendships. But when that happens, there will just be this thing that happens, but it's coming from within you. And I feel that it will kind of push you away from tarot for a while and cause you to really trust your own instincts, and you'll be very focused on yourself. I want to say, for the people that are like, when is union going to happen? It's not going to happen when you're asking the question when. That's definitely a sign that you're nowhere near union happening. If you do not have a passion that you pursue, or an interest, or something that really fills you up and makes you feel as good as a relationship, it's not going to happen. If the person that you're focused on is legally bound to someone, it's not going to happen. There's a few things that have to be in place for union to occur. And obviously, union is really just when your head and your heart start to work together. When your head and your heart work together, the relationship dynamic you have with the person that you get these readings for, it no longer satisfies you. So that dynamic either needs to shift and change, or you'll be bored of it and you'll just move on. Or, you will kind of stay stuck forever. Like you really want to be mindful that if you're doing nothing to figure out who you are, what you love, and be your most authentic self, it is unlikely that you're going to come into union with that person, because that person is in your life specifically so you will do those things. And it won't happen until you do those things. You don't have to be perfect at those things. You don't have to be a billionaire when you've accomplished those things. If, like, let's say you want to be a writer, you don't have to have written a book and published it in order to be in union. But I do think that you have to have dedicated yourself, and that you believe in yourself, and that you feel worthy of whatever it is that you desire for yourself. Because as this energy works, it's reflecting back to us. And if you don't have that and you don't feel that, you're not going to receive that. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. And let the masculine and feminine energy speak for themselves. Remember, the masculine energy is also associated with the energy of your mind, your intellect, your action, what you do, how you act in the world. The feminine energy is your heart, your emotion, your creativity, how you are open to receive, your healing energy, your divine connection, your intuition. Okay, those things are both working together, and they are reflected back to you in your connection with all the people in your life, not just with your person. And the more you really look at these readings as your own self talking to you, the more effective you are at shifting the energy to be able to move on from these patterns and cycles that you've been stuck in. Okay, I pulled a Rumi card just to get us started today, and I haven't looked at it yet. It says, "What is withered will yield to fire, and that flame ignites joy in the soul. What is not this will become this, and what is not that becomes that." So I feel like we got this recently. What is withered will yield to fire. So what is already done and doesn't serve us anymore, as soon as there's a bit of fire, it will burn away. As soon as you subject it to some heat, it's gone. And that flame ignites joy in the soul. So that flame that you have that causes the other thing that was kind of dead to wither, that flame, that passion you have, that's what is going to ignite your joy in your soul. When this happens, what is not this passion of yours, that's why I said you have to follow your passions. What is not in alignment with what makes you feel fired up, will become something that makes you fired up. What is not this will become this. So the things that aren't lighting you up, once you start to feel that passion from within, those things will cause you to be impassioned. What is not that becomes that. What is not in alignment with your passion goes away. Basically yields to that fire. So your passion is so important in this message. All the things that are not that are gone. Okay, Let's look at the overall energy of masculine and feminine right now. The masculine energy is in this energy of the Fool. I'm getting a lovesick kind of feeling, like I've had probably for the last just under 12 hours. I have been experiencing this, as Luna describes it, like nervous prom date kind of stomach. And I haven't eaten anything weird and I'm not sick, but I feel this really nervous feeling. I don't know what I'm nervous about, so it kind of feels like something I'm not really that conscious of, or something that's happening, like I'm channeling from an energy of the masculine. But whatever it is, it's very disruptive. But it is this feeling of just kind of free falling and being sort of scared about it, but also really feeling like I'm going to be supported. And that's the energy I'm getting here from this Fool card. The dog is reminding me of loyalty. We saw loyalty come up in one of the, I think in the last reading I did, the week ahead reading. Excuse me. Loyalty came up for the feminine energy. The masculine here is about to take this leap, and I do believe that this masculine energy is absolutely convinced that the feminine is loyal to him. So there's no more trust issue in regards to the masculine trusting the heart, trusting the feminine. So this is you trusting your feelings, trusting your emotions, believing that your feelings are not going to lead you astray, that they are really the answer, that they hold all of the answers within you. That's where the masculine energy is. Where's the feminine energy? Well, I just did the general week ahead reading on Sunday, and the Ten of Swords was in the back of the mind. It was in the, it was underlying. It was the underlying thing. Wait, what was that? Did they don't tell me everything? It was a tell me everything. It wasn't the week ahead reading. It was a tell me everything. And this is what she was hiding from the masculine. Now this is out. This is just out. This Ten of Swords, which is this feeling of being stuck in your mind, trapped in your mind, feeling betrayed, has something withering and passing away, being very broken, painful, like torturous thoughts. And a 10 is like, that is done. It is over. The separation that you felt, the illusion of separation, that is gone. But it's a really, really, like I said, there's a nervous energy that's here in the whole collective. And I think because it's such an epic moment when we stop doing something and decide we're going to start fresh and go in a new direction or try something new. And it's really intense. Usually we get excited about the transition, but we also feel afraid of what it will bring. The underlying energy for this week, we have the masculine here with the Seven of Pentacles. And this actually was the promise that the masculine energy made in the Tell Me Everything, promising to harvest the abundance here with the Divine Feminine. For the feminine energy, we have the Queen of Swords. This is a promise here to be discerning. This is this energy of really being logical, rational, using your intellect, again, using your discernment to be able to sense whether your feelings are truly intuitive or if it's like more of an ego-based energy. The ability to see clearly, to communicate clearly and directly. So that's what's underlying. Masculine energy, ready to harvest this abundance, take that leap and start to really share, I think, everything that has been invested with this feminine energy. This feminine energy, however, is acutely aware of how she ended up here in these feelings of betrayal. And so she's being cautious, and she's expecting a masculine to approach her with respect, come correct, right, as they say. All right, so what is the masculine thinking of the feminine right at this moment? Justice. Very interesting. So Justice is a somewhat intimidating lady. She's blind. She functions, she operates wholly on the truth. I really think that the divine masculine is thinking that the divine feminine actually has treated him with fairness, and that he needs to be fair with her. He needs to do justice to their connection. He does need to balance the scales. He's seeing her as holding the scales in her hand. And it's like he has to present the right information to balance those scales, which would be the truth. He thinks that this divine feminine expects and deserves the truth. He also, I feel, thinks that she's very wise. And because he thinks that she's wise, I do feel that he's really convinced that she's going to be fair. He also may interpret that there are some lessons that he has to be held accountable for. So he's seeing her as somebody that he needs to be accountable to. Divine feminine, what are you thinking about the masculine energy? This is a big, I don't know. This is a big, like, I have some fear, I have some anxiety. It really, this masculine is a mystery to me. I do think that we are connected somehow, that we have these deep feelings and emotions for one another, and that we reflect one another in that pillar energy. But I don't really know what to think. And I hesitate to think anything too much because I don't want to end up feeling this disappointment again. Like having my own thoughts, thinking, oh, this masculine energy is going to do something or be something or act in such a way. And then if he doesn't, because he really is mysterious in his movements, if he doesn't act that way, I could then be hurt again. So I am seeing this feminine energy kind of holding that there's a dark feminine here that's on guard and really holding a little bit of that heaviness, the memory of it, so that she doesn't end up getting hurt again. That's what that calculating Queen of Swords energy is about right now. And the Queen and King of Swords keep coming out a lot. So I do think there is just a lot of thinking going on, and we really need to move into a place of action. We really need to see Wands and Pentacles coming. Action and then Pentacles, which would be like real physical material behaviors instead of all this thinking. That's why I'm kind of excited here to see Divine Masculine with the Seven of Pentacles ready to, that the underlying energy is that he's ready to harvest actual physical, real material abundance between the two of them. I'm also seeing this masculine energy in this major arcana with the Fool card and the Justice card. So there's a major shift or change going on for that masculine energy. How is masculine energy feeling for the Divine Feminine? The Queen of Swords. When the universe does that to me, I'm just like, you... Okay, so his feelings are accurate, but that's actually a really good indication that the masculine energy of the mind is listening to the heart. Because the heart is like, bro, what is underlying this situation is that I'm fair, like you think, and I expect direct communication, and it's not going to necessarily just be like a walk in the park. Like, you're going to need to approach me with respect. You're going to need to actually say things to me. This isn't going to be a situation where like I'm going to be easily pacified, and the Divine Masculine feels that very much. He also may feel that this Divine Feminine is going to be on the defensive, rather than just like this open, it's fine. Like if this was a Queen of Cups, this would be somebody who's like, oh, I totally understand. I'm so compassionate for what happened. You don't even have to explain. And there's definitely a part of me that, especially a part of me from the past, that because I would feel this like desperation to be in a relationship or to be in a connection, to not want to do anything to scare this masculine away, then my past version of self would easily step into that energy of the Queen of Cups and just be like, oh, it's fine, you don't even need to explain. I even felt myself, because I'm anticipating that I will see my person soon. I just know that I will. And I felt myself yesterday being like, do you know how much I just want to wipe the slate with this Fool energy and be like, nothing happened, and go from there? I want to do that. Like, I want to do that. And I know that to a certain extent we will do that, but there has to be that conversation. There has to be that accountability. Even I don't want to enforce it. Like, even I want to just be like, it's fine, you know? But it's not fine. And that conversation has to happen. The reason why the masculine is thinking about the Justice card and the Queen of Swords is because he knows that if he were to have a real connection with this feminine, he has to be accountable for how he acted. He has to now right those wrongs and do the things that need to be done in order to move forward. Divine Feminine, how do you feel about the masculine? Well, I am actually really happy to see this. I was getting a little worried here with your cards, but here it is. Here's the light, okay? We had all these dark cards coming up here, a little bit of light coming through because of this discerning energy of the Queen of Swords, and actually the Queen of Swords is the one who is kind of bringing the light into the darkness. She's the one that's being like, okay, you know, I understand your fears, but you have to understand that you have established healthy boundaries. You're not just going to let someone pull the wool over your eyes. You're able to function from a place of worthiness now. So don't be afraid. That's definitely the Queen of Swords vibes for me. And I think she's even saying that to the masculine energy too. So he should take heart with that. But this Page of Cups is just very much, I just love you. Like I said, I just want to be like, let's just start fresh, you know? And we will. There will be the start fresh moment. There just has to be a moment of, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. It was my fault. Please forgive me. What can I do to make it up to you? That conversation has to take place. And then we are in this energy where the Divine Feminine is, which is true love, very innocent. And this is her feeling. She feels that this masculine energy is apologetic. She feels that he feels sorry. That even that regret is probably what has caused this stagnant energy between them. So she feels that. She feels she feels like he has true love feelings for her as well. She feels that energy very strongly. What is Divine Masculine actually saying to the Divine Feminine? What did I say about the King and Queen of Swords? There's the King of Swords. So this Divine Masculine is saying, I'm honest, I'm truthful, I'm in my integrity, I have a plan, I have a strategy, and we're going to talk. But we're also not doing that because he's also detaching himself from his feelings. He's like, I've got some things to do. I have some things to take care of and I'm taking care of that. And you have to like trust me because I'm being honest with you. But that's what he's saying. He's saying you can trust me. I'm somebody who tells the truth. But I also can't really talk about my feelings at the moment because I have shit to do. Cool. Divine Feminine, what are you saying to the Divine Masculine energy? I love you. Period. I choose myself, which is a loving gesture. And when I choose myself out of love, who I find within me is you. So choosing you is part of choosing myself. But I will not choose an energy where I just heard like at your mercy. Like I am because I'm making loving choices, I am not going to choose something that's not in alignment with me, which is why I'm very much in the Queen of Swords energy, which is like, is this in alignment with me? Because I know what's in alignment with me. But what I am saying is, I love you. If you haven't heard that from the vague messages we've sent each other, I do love you. I have deep love for you. True love there with that Page of Cups. So she's really not saying anything else but I love you and I choose you because choosing myself means choosing you. Divine Masculine, what is he actually doing about this connection? Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords. The problem is this is a lot of thinking, okay? Again, I would really like to see Wands here because Wands is showing me action, whereas Swords are just like, I'm thinking about talking. But I do see this masculine as heading in your direction with this truth. And there's a horse here, so this is a very strong pull, and it's a fast moving energy. So what he's doing is he's allowing himself to be pulled forward by the strength of your connection, and he is basically unmasking himself with that sword of truth that we saw in this Justice card. And I'm just looking at my desk and I'm seeing the sword and the Justice card. The Queen of Swords holds it, the King of Swords holds it, and the Knight of Swords holds it. He has the truth, he has clarity for you, and he is going to tell you everything and ask for this apology. Like, it is clear. It is clear that he wants a fresh start with you. He cannot do it without the truth. So what is he doing? He is coming to tell you the truth. He's thinking about coming to tell you the truth. We don't know what the final cards are, but he's thinking about telling you the truth. Okay? Great. Now do it. Divine Feminine, what are you actually doing towards the masculine energy right now? The Ace of Wands, desiring the masculine. We saw the Ace of Wands actually come up in the Tell Me Everything. So Divine Feminine, what she's actually doing is she's deeply, passionately desiring the fulfillment of this divine masculine's intentions and thoughts. She is really burning with this desire for the masculine. The Page of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Wands, like this is just a powerful, passionate pull. The horse that Knight of Swords is coming in on, it's riding on that strength of the connection that comes from this fire within the feminine. This is, I strongly desire for you to actually do what you're thinking about. You know, and I should say, this is an action card, so we could say it's moved beyond just thinking and it's now moved into action. I could give you that masculine energy. Final card, what will bring more harmony between what he's thinking, feeling, saying, and doing? We have more swords. Get out of your head. This is give it a rest. Stop thinking and start doing. Your problem is that you are hesitating with your thoughts. You're hesitating. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I? Listen, let me tell you what. I do not know a single feminine energy that would not respond to a direct communication. Not a single one. 11:44 on the clock when I'm saying that. Every single client that I work with that is in the energy of desire strongly desires this masculine to make some kind of move. Whether that's a phone call, coming over to talk to you, whatever. I don't care what it is. But a direct communication is so strongly desired. Stop thinking about it and start doing it. The Five of Swords is like giving up on something. And whenever I see this card, I always think, give it a rest. Give it a rest. Your brain is working overtime. It is not helping you. Take the leap. Don't think. Just do it. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. When have you ever truly regretted just doing something? Because even if what happened when you did it wasn't exactly what you expected, I know that you have the power, because you've done this work, to look back on the outcome and say, that outcome actually served me because X, Y, or Z. Period. So stop thinking about it and just do it. Divine Feminine, what do you need to do to create more harmony between what you're thinking, feeling, and saying and doing? The Knight of Cups. Open up your heart. Allow yourself to feel the overwhelmment of the feelings that you have. Do not be afraid of these feelings and emotions. This is creativity. This is creativity. This is having all of these deep wells of inspiration to pull from in your life and just allowing it to be expressed to others. Allow yourself to receive and express this love. Go with the flow of your feelings. Do not resist the feelings. Just go with the flow and be open when this person comes to you. Do not be closed. Do not be too harsh. Listen. Open your ears, open your heart, right? Listen to what this person has to say. Don't form opinions about it until they have said their piece. And then just allow the love to come in. What is the happiness potential in this connection? Nine of Swords. If this divine masculine can get out of his head, we have the Star here. Things are looking very hopeful. If this masculine can stop torturing himself over the ways in which he hurt the feminine energy, if he can really allow her to forgive him, if he can allow her to hear how he transgressed, accept it, and still feel this love and desire to be in connection with him, heal the connection, if he can allow himself to receive that healing compassion from the feminine, the forgiveness, this will be an amazing, incredible connection, one that you've been wishing for 1,000 years. Let's see what the masculine energy would say to the feminine. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. This is what he would say. Number 17. As you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? I have realized that the universe works in perfect order. When we align our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, we will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than ourselves. I am telling you that we are right on target now to see our dreams magically come into being in the visible world. Didn't I tell you? The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in our favor now. We must remember to be grateful and praise what is ours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of our lives we're concerned with now, what we hope for is on its way. For spirit is our co-creation partner. That masculine is very tuned in right now to what he needs to do to create happiness potential. And he is telling you that he is tuned in. He's telling you that he does know what to do. And he is telling you what to do as well. Divine feminine, what would you say to the masculine energy? Rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. Also, you're very lucky. A sunny meadow calls, and I appear to lead you out of your dark warren and into the light so that you can participate in a fertile and beautiful experience. It may seem safe below ground, masculine, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. You are both wanting to co-create. You are being invited into a new life that you have no experience with, but have no fear. Today is the time to be fruitful and productive as we enjoy my sunny and prolific energy. At this time, whatever we intend to bring to life will find fertile ground. There are no mistakes really when we are co-creating with spirit, so we should let new ideas spring to the surface, knowing that now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. Y'all seem like you're right on that same page. I'm just saying, this is a little bit why I have not been really responding much to the titles of a lot of the readings that have come up in my feed. I'm like, wow, these no longer resonate with me anymore, because now I'm in the place where we are on the same page, we are thinking alike, we are feeling the same way, we are wanting the same things, we are not doubting ourselves, we are feeling secured. I'm excited about that. Okay. Your card from the Work Your Light Oracle deck is Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Oh my god, I can't make this shit up, and I don't even try. Also, there were songs that shuffled during this reading, and I didn't talk about them, but I have made a playlist. It is on my personal Apple Music. I will try to put a link to that, and I'll transfer it to Spotify, because I know some people use Spotify, so I'll transfer it to Spotify, and I will try to update it regularly. But it is called the Tarot Shuffle, and I started it today, and 4 songs played. I'll just tell you what they are in case you want to go look up the lyrics and see if they resonate with you. The first song was Annabelle by Goldfrapp. The second song is My Heart is an Apple by Arcade Fire. The third song is I'm Old Fashioned by Ella Fitzgerald. And the fourth song is Tommy's Party by Peach Pit. So if you want to go check out. And that last one, Tommy's Party by Peach Pit, that's giving the vibes of a masculine energy who's reflecting back on issues with substances and realizing what he lost from that behavior. That was really specific for somebody out there. Okay, Lemuria. creating heaven on earth, which you both were talking about co-creating to each other. So I think it's happening here. It says Lemuria, or Mu, is one of the earth's lost lands where heaven really was a place on earth, a time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. In Lemuria, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. We knew that a mosquito was no worse than us, and the sun no better. Perhaps you too believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. Perhaps you are part of the transition team who at soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. Thank you for wanting to do this work. It is easy to get overwhelmed by the state of affairs on the planet right now, but you are being encouraged to keep holding the clear vision of the future. It is closer than you think. You may be guided to hold the frequency of Lemuria in your own community, family, workplace, or within yourself. Know that it is possible, and while at times you may feel like you are alone, you truly are not. There are hundreds of thousands who hold the codes of this ancient lost land, and even Lemuria crystals that hold the codes of remembering that are beginning to rise all over the planet. Keep doing what you are doing, and remember, the only way to heal the world around us is to first heal ourselves. Your Work Your Light transmission says to hold this card, so you can just put your hand to your heart since you're not holding the card, and say, repeat after me, I hold the codes of Lemuria and believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. So this, if you want to be with this person, you're co-creating this reality, which you feel is heaven, but you feel that heaven can't be in a place on earth, or heaven can't happen here, that's like a Disney thing and you can't believe in that, it will be hard to create it. You have to believe that you can have this happy ending with this person. This looks like you fear. This looks like you fear that there might not be a happy ending. The Justice card, the Swords, this looks like fear that this ending might not be happy, that you won't be able to get over certain things, that you won't be able to relate to each other, that you won't really like each other, that there'll be if that's the earth you're creating, by all means. But you have the power to create the heaven that you desire on earth through your thoughts and feelings and how you are doing the work to align them, because it's a job. It's a job to align those things. If you're not bothering to do it, nothing is happening, right? Okay. I love this. My favorite self-care activity ever. Your self-care activity, and remember that I imbue this activity with power. So every time that you do this activity this week, it will heal you in some area of your life that you choose. So you can literally choose whatever it is. You can say, I like to do this thing where I don't even know what I need to heal. My guides, my ancestors, my spirit team knows what I need to heal. And I say to them, okay, whatever it is that I need to heal, every time I read anything, a book, whether it's fiction or nonfiction or the tarot guidebook or literally any reading that I'm doing, any reading at all, it is healing me. I will receive the information I need. I will, it'll calm my body. It'll regulate my nervous system. Whatever it is that I need, that healing is going to take place. If you want to focus it on something specific, please, by all means, do it. If you're like, I want to heal my connection with my person, fine. If you want to heal this, fine. But I always find that your ego is the one who decides what needs to be healed. And I feel like your spirit team just knows. Like, you might focus on healing your connection with your person, and your spirit team is like, babes. You don't need to heal the connection with your person. You need to heal the connection with yourself. You need to heal your connection with your passion or your creativity or whatever it is, or your mom or your dad, or who knows. So maybe let the universe decide, but every time you do this, just know you are being healed. That is the power of this. It is number 42, which is the meaning of life. Bonus points if you know what that's from. 42, and I will give you your mantra. And I don't get this card very often, so we've been getting some new cards from this deck lately. I enjoy expanding my mind. That is your mantra. I enjoy expanding my mind. Whether the book is a fantasy novel or a work of nonfiction, reading opens us up to new perspectives and expands our minds. Get your hands on a book that gets you excited. Borrow one from a friend, visit your local library and ask the librarian for top picks, or go to a bookstore and browse the recommended titles tables. Turn the experience of discovering what's just right for you into an adventure. Make sure you set aside some time to read a few pages each day. This self-care practice can be perfect for beginning your day or winding down in the evening, which is what I do. Consider how reaching for a book instead of your phone could support you in finding more balance. Your journal prompt is, what was your favorite book to read as a kid, and how does it make you feel to think about reading it now? I really loved A Wrinkle in Time. Do you remember that book? It was really weird and good, and I loved that book. I would say that's probably one of my favorite books when I was a kid. And of course, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Lord of the Rings and everything. But I really liked A Wrinkle in Time. I should read that again. I am currently rereading Lord of the Rings. Or, no. Game of Thrones. I'm on the 7th book. I am so upset because I found out that he wrote he wrote Blood and Fire, which is the book that House of the Dragon is based on, before he fucking finished the series. I'm so mad at him. So I'm rereading that, and I have a feeling probably somebody is going to get me Blood and Fire for my birthday because I didn't even know it was a book and I kind of want to read it now. And, I'm pretty sure that I will be reading that next. But what's next on my list after I finish my little Game of Thrones nostalgia trip is Lessons in Chemistry, because I watched that show and I just loved it and I wanted to stay in the world of it. So I got Bonnie Garmus's book, Lessons in Chemistry. So that's what I'm reading next. Tell me what you're reading in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you love books, my undergraduate minor was in library science, so bitch, I love to read. And in fact, if it weren't for my phone, I probably would read constantly. But that phone takes up so much time, doesn't it? Alrighty, that's everything. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I will see you on Sunday for the general week ahead reading. You can try to catch me live on TikTok over the next couple of days. I will probably be going on later in the evening, sometime around 11 p.m. or so. I will be available for intuitive guidance calls, as I said. Don't forget about that deal. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should say. I think that's everything. I hope that you have... one more thing. Yes. It is my birthday at the end of this month. And for my birthday present, I would love if you would participate in that video challenge. So please, please, please go make videos for my song. I don't know if you've heard. Love it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.